Don't go anywhere. You guys are the terrific team.
Live from Los Angeles, BeTerrific shines the BeTerrific Spotlight on E3, only on the BeTerrific Network.
Hey everyone, Allison Berger here, and I have found myself in the ginormous Square Enix, or Enix, tomato, booth, where they're celebrating their 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy. How cool!
Yeah, it's awesome. We're all happy to be here.
Yeah. Thanks for talking to me, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're standing in front of Mobius Final Fantasy that you were telling me about a little earlier. That's the mobile version, right?
Yeah, these are both mobile versions of the game. They're both only mobile games. Available on iPads, basically tablets or phones, Android, iOS. They work on both, and they're both free to play. How
does playing it on the phone change the gaming experience than playing it on your console?
So for Mobius is a very like graphical game and has a lot of like CGI elements that might be a little bit harder to see on a phone screen. Here we have it here on display on the iPad, so it's a lot easier to see. Other than that, I've had a lot of people come up and be like, "Is this the same game?" I'm not sure because the UI elements change a little bit. Things are a little bit different for like the phone versus the tablet version, but it's the same game. Has the same content, has the same cinematics, that sort of stuff.
Kind of wild that you can get all that on a mobile device now, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe that I'm seeing like these cinematics on this tablet here. It's like blowing my mind, to be honest.
It's gonna blow your mind at home too. Tell me a little about the story that's in this version of Final Fantasy.
So the storyline of Mobius follows the main character's name, Wool, and it's a completely new Final Fantasy storyline. The cinematics are pretty awesome. We actually had the voice actor for one of the characters, Echo, come by here recently. We were watching a cinematic here, and she was like mimicking the voices. We're like, oh my gosh, there you are! That's awesome.
How cool.
Other than that, it's just like any other Final Fantasy storyline where they go from different worlds, different dungeons, and clear it out, that sort of thing, with a main storyline.
Cool. All right, so let's take a look. Let's play it a little bit. So tell me what we have going on right here.
So here we've got our main character, Wool, right here. Can we see that okay? Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. And at the beginning of each round, you have 3 actions. If you tap, that's the default fight action where you do your default attack. And as you attack, you gain income here, which you can spend either on offensive abilities here. So let's do Earth Sword. That does a lot of damage to this guy because he's a water creature. Or if we hold down right here, we can make like a water shield, which is good against these guys. That way we can spend this income we get here. So as you tap, this is more of like it's a real-time element with like some CGI, like interesting like visual components. It's actually like more of a resource spending game where you basically spend resources on attack, and once you break enemies, you'll see the bottom bar, the red bar down here. Once it goes down to the bottom, it says break, and then your critical like offensive abilities are a lot more effective.
How cool. Okay, so I want to kill this guy, right?
Just tap the screen. Oh, use this. That's really good against him.
What is that?
When it comes out, it's a lesser flame burst. It's a offensive ability you can spend this money for.
Ooh.
And basically does a big fire attack, makes him weaker. And keep tapping. Every time it slows down, you get another attack of opportunity.
So when these things pop out, that means that I should touch that one so that's what attacks them, right?
Yeah, so this is a healing ability that you can use to like get back some of your health, which you basically can do because you had enough healing orbs that you could do that. So it's a bit of a strategy game. Do you want to use these orbs offensively? Do you want to use them defensively? It's up to you as a player. And in order to defeat different types of enemies with different elements, you need to play different ways. So it's a bit of a strategy game.
Cool. So what's your favorite Final Fantasy version? I mean, there's 30 years of games going on.
Oh gosh, I don't know. They're all really good. I'm liking Final Fantasy 12 Remake that they have here a lot. They have Dissidia over there that they're demoing. Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood is really good too.
Because that's new for E3, right?
Yeah. They're showing that off for E3.
The line is crazy long. Yeah. So what's that game like?
It's a cooperative multiplayer game. They're having this cool thing where if you beat the boss of a certain type, then your team gets a T-shirt. So every once in a while you hear a cheer over there when their team is like, yeah, we beat the boss. And then you get like a custom shirt that says, I beat whatever boss you beat.
That's awesome. I want a T-shirt like that, but I don't know if I have those skills yet.
You might have to use your connections to find your way through the line, yeah.
I like the way you think, Jeremy. All right, so I want to talk to someone who played the game or played one of the Final Fantasies. So I think can you come here and talk to me? Hi, how's it going?
Good, how about you?
I'm great. So tell me, which game were you playing?
I was playing Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age.
And what was that like?
It was good. It's cool. They brought the graphics up a lot, clearly, and added a couple of new features, like the fast forward stuff is cool. Being able to run through the lands faster, so it's not just like 10 minutes of like, doop.
I'm sorry, what was that move?
just like slowly walking through the land. But yeah.
What did you think about the graphics and the characters that you were playing?
The graphics are great, the characters are great, the character models look beautiful, like especially when you compare it to what it looked like the first time it came out. I mean, Square Enix in general, like every Final Fantasy game has some of the best graphics that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, looking at these two games, what they're able to do on mobile systems is just crazy.
Do you prefer playing your games on a console instead of on mobile? Or which gaming experience do you prefer?
Yeah, I'm more of a console gamer, but I mean, mobile games are nice too. You know, sometimes you're on the road, you don't always have that thing. Maybe I'll get a Switch when they get more games for it, but for now, you know, iOS and Android is fine.
Right. Were you playing a woman character before?
Yeah. The main character by default is it's a female like mage spellcaster kind of a character that you're running through with.
How did you feel about that?
It was good. She was a good spellcaster. Like, I don't have a problem with like either gender being the main character in a game. Like,
no, I'm asking you that because it's really interesting because I've heard from women gamers that sometimes they feel like they can't let people know in role-playing games that they are women and they disguise themselves as guys because there aren't women characters and that's how they have to fit into the community, and you obviously don't have an issue with that.
No, I don't at all. And it's a bummer that for those people that have to do that, like it sucks. Like I think gaming community should be a lot nicer and you shouldn't have to deal with that crap, but hopefully we'll get there.
One day.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So what's your favorite Final Fantasy game?
My favorite Final Fantasy game is actually Final Fantasy Tactics. It came out a while ago, and then they've done re-releases for the iPad and stuff like that. But it's a turn-based game, and it's just tons of different classes, great storyline. It's the best.
That's awesome. So what's been the best thing you've seen so far here at E3?
Oh, that's a tough one. It's not really a game, but I saw a dance-off between Crash Bandicoot and a group of orcs out in the main hall. That was pretty cool.
Interesting. How many times have you been to E3?
This is my second time at E3. This is the first time that I've been able to go like all 3 days and really like enjoy it and get into a bunch of the stuff.
Did you have any expectations for what you would see?
No, I mean, honestly, the coolest thing for me, and like the real answer, sorry, is like over at the Xbox stand, they have a bunch of indie games, and I played one called The Darwin Project, and I got to talk to some of the developers that worked on the game, and it was just a really cool experience. It's a really cool game, and I'm excited for it to come out later.
That's awesome. Is there anything that you're now like on the lookout for that's going to be released later this fall?
That game for sure. There's another one called the Artful Escape that had a lot of buzz around. It's got like a cool art style and some cool music sounds. And then Need for Speed Payback, I got to demo too, and I'm actually really excited for that one. I love the way that the cars drive in that game. Like, I know it's not realistic, but it's a lot of fun to play.
Is there any new consoles or gadgets that you saw that you're going to go out and get?
Yeah, I'm excited for the Xbox One X. I think it's going to be really cool. I love that they're bumping up like the power of the console without kind of rendering all of the other games obsolete. Like, I like that they're taking more of a PC attitude to consoles where it's just an upgrade but still the same system and you don't have to do anything else.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. I appreciate it. All right, everyone, there's still so much more to come our last day here at E3, so stay tuned on BeTerrific.
Don't go anywhere. You guys are the terrific team.
Live from Los Angeles, BeTerrific shines the BeTerrific Spotlight on E3, only on the BeTerrific Network.